get this fire going in a matter of minutes with zero accelerants and on moist ground, mind you. Poured the last couple days, and wet wood that was in the rain the last couple days. Well, it was not rained on today, but poured on the last couple days. But the ground is still moist and the grass is moist. But anyway, I think it did rain this morning. But I just go dig through the recycling bin and the trash and find the first couple things on top that, because I ain't about to dig through that shit. But anyway, a couple cardboard boxes. You make your base barrier, and so you can build up from there on something dry. And and I always look for a piece of pallet, or something that would be pallet type of packing wood. And what you do, because it's going to be less than probably 14% moisture content before it's made into a palletized. But you can always make little slivers, peel it apart at the end. That's the key. And I'll take those pieces and peel them in each direction, the little slivers, and that'll light easily. And you just set that on the box. And even though I only had a couple pieces of wood that were moist, and I found the driest ones, but I didn't have any kindling, so to say. But I did have a couple boxes to stack under, to make under it. But to know that if you just one little piece of pallet, one little piece that you shred in different directions, kind of like this right here, you break it just so it's got the slivers, and you peel them back. And you light that. And see, I was trying to light a rag, or well, it wouldn't have been a rag, it would have been children's clothing that was in the trash, that wouldn't really light very well, because it's all chemical, fake poly fabric stuff, and it just melts and just looks horrible, like an oil that's almost like napalm, that once it's lit, that it's just gonna burn and not really be in a fire. It's just a fucking nastiness. That you're not going to be able to get off anything until it's done burning, but or smoldering, or whatever the cuss it was doing. But I tried lighting that as a rag, thinking that might light the cardboard, but that didn't really work. So I went back to the old faithful little piece of a pallet, or something along those lines of packing this, and just lighted a few pieces of this. You don't want to get burnt by the lighter. Light it on the bottom, let it burn up, and set it on that cardboard and let it burn. Prayers and blessings to all the Feel Me Rogue One.